What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure you like this video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. I want to talk about Stephen A. Smith and why I feel like he's down bad in this situation. This is a guy who signed a new deal recently, or agreed to a new deal with ESPN. A guy who has immense talent for talking. And he decided, instead of doing something on his own, to basically be at the mercy of ESPN. Now, Stephen A. Smith made some comments about how there were people at ESPN, right, for the, I guess, best 25 under 25 NBA list. And he said that there were co-workers that need to be drug tested. And he made this apology to that. Y'all remember the time where he was critical of a situation in regards to, I believe, domestic disputes, and he got called out by the women at the network, and they ended up, I think suspending him. I believe he apologized for that too. He apologized to Damian Lillard, right? I mean, just apologizing. And not only that, he wants to chastise Draymond Green for Draymond Green's opinion about why he feels like female athletes are complaining in regards to pay, because they see how NBA players live and they want that. And you got the female soccer players who actually do, I believe, has made more than the men's soccer team. But again, facts don't matter to these people. Facts don't matter to these people. Megan Rapinoe wants to come out and chastise him. See, they love chastising a melanated man, right? Melanated men are constantly being chastised in the media when they dare to think differently. And here you have Stephen A. Smith, somebody who has immense talent as a talker, who basically has to do what he's told because of what they're paying him. And the one I can say this though, you have guys like Pat McAfee, right, who built his own I won't say news network. He basically built his own platform to the point to where ESPN did not even want to clear their employees to be on his show, but then they had to backtrack because people went at them. Because I'm tell you, these networks have rabbit ears. They don't stand on anything. ESPN is owned by Disney, a major company, but they bow down whenever people get a little bit outraged, even though that outrage was justified. And I just feel like Stephen A. Smith is down bad. I mean, he's apologizing left and right. What do your opinions matter on social media, on TV, when you're gonna apologize eventually? When I see people make claims and statements and then come back and apologize, it's the sign of the times. It really is. And I truly believe that if you're going to be apologizing all the time, you should not be working on TV. Because if you're somebody like Stephen A. Smith who has strong opinions and you're apologizing because these, people get in their feelings, like these athletes do get in their feelings because they get criticized. That's why a lot of them will never be as great as the previous generation, because their wives have an issue with it, and the people who are analyzing them walk on eggshells instead of just voicing their true opinions. Now, some of y'all may not like those opinions because your favorite athlete is being criticized, but what you have to understand is those people have a job to do. And if those people are lying, then you call out the lying. But people don't like the fact that their favorite athletes get called out. Like, people don't like that LeBron James gets called out because they are a fan of him and not actually understanding that people are gonna criticize him non-personally for his play on the court. And even then they have a problem with it. That's why you have analysts on TV. This is why ESPN pays Stephen A. Smith what he's paying. And the thing about Stephen A. Smith is this: you have a lot of thin-skinned athletes who do go at him. He does have strong opinions, but he ends up backtracking because he's working for a network who he's at the mercy of. Stephen A. Smith had an opportunity years ago to go and build for himself, and he didn't do it. That's why I could never work at a corporation, because they're going to always hold certain things over your head. Instead of going out there and taking a risk and building your own, where you don't have to worry about apologizing and bending the knee. When you're bending the knee over and over, your opinion means nothing. Your opinion means nothing. And what really makes this worse was that when Stephen A. Smith, his recent apology, he wants to blame the internet for anti-ESPN rant. Stephen A. Smith, you're basically under the don't say control, but you don't want to think for yourself unless you think that it's the popular opinion now. And I'm noticing a lot of these people on TV who voice their opinions, they take the popular opinion instead of having their own opinion, which makes it worthless. Now I would really have no desire to watch First Take, because if he offends one of these thin-skinned NBA players, he's going to end up apologizing. If he offends women, he's going to end up apologizing, or he's going to end up chastising somebody like Draymond Green, who's refusing to apologize to these alphas, who's basically saying, listen, y'all are complaining for no reason. It's up to the WNBA to market you. It's not up to us as the NBA players. It's up to these leagues to market you. They are not doing that. So therefore, that is where your gripe should be. Your gripe shouldn't be with me. All this complaining for what? The consumer. The consumer are the ones who decide what they're going to support and what they're not going to support. But all this shaming, all this, y'all need to do this and that to support us more. What are you doing to support yourself? The league doesn't even market the top tier women. Where are the commercials with the top players? Where are the top players being, guest starring on TV shows like they used to do back in the 90s? They would have like athletes on these sitcoms, right? Guest starring. What about highlighting them in promotional packages, right? Not promotional packages, but player profiles, right? Have them do more interviews. Okay, have them on TV shows doing like the media run, highlighting your best players. That's how you build a league. You don't build a league complaining and crying. That's what Draymond Green was saying. And the fact that Stephen A. Smith is bending the knee and say, you know what, Draymond Green, you're wrong. It's like, what? This is why I tell y'all, man, it despite what y'all feel about how things were in entertainment, especially us as melanated people, we always had representation, especially 70s, 80s, 90s, even in the early 2000s. But now all of a sudden, sports is a vehicle to highlight how we don't have representation. It has been used to say, hey, we need to help these women out. They need more representation. They need more money. Well, you know what's funny to me is that some of the biggest consumer is women. That's why the media panders to them. And even female brands, female influencers don't even promote the WNBA. They don't promote women's sports because they don't care. They don't even watch it. Nobody cares about what isn't popular. They don't. And I just see a lot of people, especially a lot of these Megan Rapinoe types, who just need a reason to complain because she's envious of men because she wishes she was one. She wishes she was a man. And people who think and act like her. And it's a shame that Stephen A. Smith wants to go at Draymond Green and say, well, you're wrong, bro. No, Stephen A., you're wrong. You are being controlled by your salary. Instead of you taking an opportunity to bet on yourself and building your own brand, you have to walk on eggshells if you piss off one of these athletes. You piss off one of the women at the network. And what's going to happen is people are not going to care about watching your show and hearing your opinions because you're constantly apologizing. You're constantly clarifying. Who wants to watch somebody like that? Listen, social media is not real life. Social media is just a glimpse into the minds of people, but it's not a large majority of people. It's actually a very small majority of people. A lot of people are not on the internet. A lot of people are not on social media like that. They're not. If you were to ask the average person out and about, hey, do you have a Twitter? Do you have an Instagram? They might tell you they used to have an Instagram. They may tell you that they may have a Facebook, but they barely use it. And they don't even have Twitter. Social media is not real life. All that fake outrage is not real life. It really isn't. But the fact these guys got to walk on eggshells is just sad. You're making what, 8 million a year, almost 10 million a year? And instead of you betting on yourself and not having to be beholden to no corporate company who's dangling that check in front of your face, you sit on that network and you have to become more and more of just nothingness. A clown show. A hypocrite. No one's going to care what you have to say. Slowly but surely, people are just going to stop caring about your opinion. And if you're a guy whose reputation is your opinion, you're getting paid the big money based off of your opinion, I don't know if that's going to be good enough. It's going to be a good look for you. A lot of these guys have to want to bet on themselves and stop being controlled by these corporate companies who sign you to these deals so they can control you, so they can use you and weaponize you when they see fit. So honestly, I think that Stephen A. Smith is in a situation where he is truly down bad because he has no confidence in himself, it seems like, anymore. It may be perceived as that, but it's false confidence. And you can tell by his actions as of late.